Okay, we're back in our program on Inside Bicol, and our topic for tonight is Typhoon application software. No, uh, we're lucky, as I've said earlier, that we have two guys, expert on Typhoon, also on information technology, and they have developed special software. Now, we were talking earlier that you plan to introduce innovations, no? Additional innovation. Ano yung plano ninyong introduce? Taning mas lalong maging effective in software application?
We have several. The current application that the public is using right now is actually it has limitations, but we are already able to implement several new features. One feature is yung tracking, the tracking points of the previous locations ng typhoon, the tracking of the current, and the tracking of the forecast locations. So this is one set of improvement. The second improvement is the drawing function, where we try to draw how big the typhoon is, and then you will see there what areas will be covered, so people can prepare. That's the second feature. The third feature involves using icons. For example, if the weather disturbance is a low pressure area, it will have an icon for LPA. If the
letter L.
if it's
letter L
super
symbol.
typhoon, then we have a different icon for that. If it's tropical
Coastal
depression, we also have different icons for that.
symbols.
That's the third feature. But the fourth feature is really very what do you call this? Very interesting. The fourth feature allows the user of the hardware to share the information that he sees. For example, if I'm the one using it now on my iPhone, I can tap the share button and I can share it on my Facebook, on my Twitter, on my via email, or via SMS, especially to relatives and friends who are not using smartphones. That's the feature that we want to be out very soon. And there are many other features that we have in mind, but I will be honest in saying this, we have serious limitations in terms of sustaining this project. Well, first and foremost, Mike here has been doing his thing since 1997, and I do
Out
not
of
know
love.
how he
Out of
sustains
love.
that.
Out of passion.
And on our end, we've been working with Mike for many months already, and we want to sustain the application. We want to improve it further, and it's really a big challenge. Concretely, here's how it works. If you want to develop the software for iPhone, you need to buy an iPhone, and you know how much an iPhone is. If you want to develop it for an iPad, you might want to have an iPad. This does not include yung laptop, yung licenses, yung internet connection, yung equipment na ginagamit namin to develop the software. If you want to develop it for Android, you have to buy a hardware for Android, licenses for Android, and so on and so forth. Magastos po talaga. We've received a lot of emails. People are asking, kailan daw lalabas naman yung para sa BlackBerry nila? They're asking when it will come out in their Nokia. And then just recently we got about several emails asking when is it gonna come out on the Bada, which is another platform. I honestly replied to their email that we cannot tell you a specific date when it's gonna come out. Kasi the situation is with iOS and Android pa lang, mabigat na rin masyado sa bulsa. Personally, I'm the one funding this R&D. Originally kasi I thought it's gonna be easy, it's gonna be fast. Sabi ko, I'm willing to give money to this project for about a month. So, after all, Mike has been doing it for so many years. Why can't I give something?
Yeah. Do you get any support from the government on the things that you're doing? Ano? Meron bang mga programa rin? Because I think the government should be helping you, especially that it benefits a lot, no? So, ano ba ang practice niyo dito? Halimbawa, in other countries, ano ba ang observation mo tungkol din sa mga weather forecasting? How
Actually, in other countries like the United States, there are about hundreds, thousands of weather companies, which they develop special products to be used for customers. These are weather corporations, companies, manned by experts also on their fields, and they just collaborate with the weather agencies, government, because of so many ideas. So they collaborate to get the data from them.
Okay. Now,
Now
what
here in our
Oh.
side in the Philippines, problem is parang lag behind.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'd like to ask a question. If let's say there's a specific government agency, like we talk about a province, can they also work with you and then they say that I want you to develop a special type of software, typhoon software for my province, and I'm going to assist you. Is that possible? Mga ganyan.
It's very possible on our end. Like I said, we really need support. If people needs this particular software, we are willing to develop it.
Yeah.
For
Because
them.
I think it will help a lot. If
Yeah.
let's say isang probinsya, pumunta sa inyo, sabi niya, Mike, I don't know, develop for us a special software about typhoon, because you know when we're able to anticipate, we will be able to be more prepared. And when you are prepared, you lessen the losses that you encounter. No? So that's possible. Let's
Yes.
say
Yes.
a special software is going to be developed, let's say for the province of Catanduanes, also for the province of Albay, and then pwede sila na,
Pwede po.
and then you can now tailor it to their needs as far as typhoon.
Yes, we can. But right now, to be straightforward about it, kung ako lang, halimbawa ako ay isang mayor or governor or congressman, libre lang naman yung iTyphoon.
Oh.
Bibili na ako ng mga Android.
Oh. But
At
of course,
5,000 each bibigay ko sa
pero
lahat ng
hindi
kapitan.
hindi yan tailored for him. Di ba? Because
It's
sabi mo
not
nga,
perfectly tailored, but the data is already very substantial to help them out.
okay.
Ang 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 tingin lang namin is the iTyphoon currently is a very sufficient application
Right. Okay.
that will help them out already.
Yeah, but of course you can still put a lot of innovations to suit their
Yes.
particular. No?
Yes.
Pwede yan. Of course you're telling me that if you look into it right now, it's almost complete, di ba? But still some innovations can be made for it to be more specific for that particular town. So how do you expect to generate some income to support your project? Because there's, you know, you're developing something. I know that it takes time, it's expensive investment. So, is there a possibility na, let's say, yung mga lumalabas sa inyo, mayroon din mga ads? Pwede ba yun?
Pwede po.
Pwede yun.
Basically, the challenge for us is number one, to continue the new features that we want, hopefully to be available soon. But behind the software, there are deeper challenges. Challenge number one, I do not know if Mike is challenged by this, but challenge number one is for IT people, how do you make them stay in Bicol?
Yeah.
Take me out of the equation because I really am for Bicol. But we have 3 guys who worked with me in developing this software. Nathan, Japs, and Ron. They're very good. And you would not be surprised if next year we see some of them leaving the country. Parati man pong ganun. So, ako lang, as President and CEO of Nueca Technologies, it's already a big challenge for me to be able to keep these guys here in Naga, here in Bicol, and continue what we have started already for iTyphoon.
Yeah. Of course, we will not be blaming you if one of these days a big company will offer to buy your your software, because I'm sure that when they will see your software and then that they will really be able to make a lot of money with it. Money yan. But of course, mas maganda sana kung i-maintain nyo lang yan. And then parang, you
Yeah.
being based in Bicol, you'll be able to help a lot. But of course, I understand the bottom line is always cost, no? So, siguro there are a lot of people watching us tonight, especially yung sa overseas because we're now on the internet. Why don't you siguro tell them on how they can possibly assist your project and how they can get in touch with you? And then what kind of assistance would you be needing to make your project more, sustainable?
Basically, ano po, let me run through the contact details. Basically, ano po, most mobile applications to make revenue are being sold to the public. Some on the App Store are being sold for 99 cents, some for 2.99, 1.99, 4.99, whatever. And this is the last resort we have for iTyphoon, to sell it to the public, so that if the public wants iTyphoon, they have to buy it. But me personally, I don't want to sell iTyphoon to the public because I believe, unlike other products, security and safety yung pinag-uusapan sa software na to eh. And I feel like parang pangit naman na ibenta mo yung security and safety ng tao. That's why for me, as much as possible, as much as we can find people who are willing to help us fund the continuation of this project, we will not sell iTyphoon. We will not make the public pay for it. Right now, there are several ways where people can help us sustain this project. One, they can become a partner. When we say partner, we will put their logo at the website of iTyphoon, and that's one of the things that they can do to help us out. The other one is they can buy advertising space at the app itself. Dun po kasi sa app, sa taas nun, merong parang banner space. Companies can actually buy ad space so that their logos will be there. If people taps that banner ad, it will link to their website. That's number 2. And number 3, we're also open to exclusive yearly advertisement in that particular banner space. We believe dakulman ng mga companies na naghahanap or igwa sila inaapod ng mga corporate social responsibility projects. And I know you guys are looking for areas where you can help, areas where you can be more of help. I would tell you that iTyphoon is one very good opportunity for your companies to become part of what you're doing. Like I said, Mike has been doing it since 1997. I don't know how this guy does it. It's been more than 10 years. And kami ilang months pa lang, it's already a serious concern for us to sustain it. So, we're appealing to corporate companies with corporate social responsibilities, na projects, that you might want to look at iTyphoon as a venue where you can do this. And why not iTyphoon when it's typhoon? It's crazy sometimes that kung kailan nagka-calamity, that's the time we donate. Kung kailan marami nang namatay sa baha, that's the time we show our logo. I was just thinking, it might be good na pagpasok pa lang ng bagyo, we are already becoming part of this initiative. Now, the last is, if you're a hardware manufacturer, like you develop your own tablets, cell phones, smartphones, and whatever hardware you have, we are willing to redesign, customize iTyphoon to suit the perfect needs of your hardware. We're also willing to do that. So these are the different levels where you can help us. And for individuals, institution who probably has no financial capacity to help us out, help us in just disseminating the availability of this app. Because for us, the more people use it, the more people are helped. So you can go to the website of Nueca. It's nueca.net, and you can get a lot of information that you need from that. If you just focus on the screen, we, as of last week, we are being used by 2,296 users worldwide. Most of them are Filipinos, but you would not believe this. Many are also from abroad. My suspicion is these are our OFW watching the weather, monitoring it for their loved ones here. If you look at the trend, it's not going down. The amount of download is actually increasing so much. So we expect a lot more downloads. The ironic thing is, pag nagkakabagyo po, grabe ang gumagamit, grabe ang nagda-download. Sana don't wait for the typhoon to come, download it now. Now, as of 1 week already, this is just 1 week on the App Store, we are the #1 free weather app in the Apple platform. And within 12 hours after we released it, immediately nag-#1 siya. So, along this line, we see that people really look forward to this kind of application. So we appeal to those with corporate social responsibility projects to look into iTyphoon. Probably this is an area where we can work together. Why support iTyphoon? Well, it's simple. Because we can't do it alone. And you would want that we help each other to achieve a lot more. We really want to sustain this application.
Well, it's too bad that we just have a limited time. I think the first one was the responsibility of is I think the government, because the program that you have developed will help a lot, especially the local governments. So I guess the government should be the first one that should be helping you. I am very happy with the program that you've started, and I'm so glad that a lot of people are now using it. I'm sure that after they have seen you on the program, which is also on the internet, I'm sure that a lot of guys there, especially the Bicolanos, the overseas workers, and also the immigrants, would be very much interested sa Pigigibon Indo. I'd like to thank you for being with us tonight and joining our program here on Inside Bicol. And I hope that you'll be able to sustain. We here at GNN would always be very much willing to assist your advocacy and also your project. I'm sure that it will help a lot. So we'd like to thank you, Magno. We'd like to thank David Padua for joining us sa muyang programa. So, keep on watching GNN. So siguro we will also tell our viewers to support your project. So, salamat.
Salamat
Thank
po.
you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.